And we're live. Nick Young, glad to have you back.
Been a whole month.
It has. It's been a whole month, and it really feels like, for me, it's really been like a year almost, and it really does.
It's crazy. Time is both going super slow and super fast.
Yeah, I mean that's like I said, I wanted to get you on, but I was actually going to wait until towards the elections, but with a couple of things that's happened the last couple of weeks, so I was like, you know what, let's go ahead and move them on up. So
yeah, you jumped on my Twitter, haven't you?
Oh, dude,
you've seen that dumpster fire going on.
It's really hard to stay off of it. It's very entertaining. It really is.
It is a literal dumpster fire at this point. Which, hey, real quick, I'm just gonna throw this out there in case anyone can't tell. I'm in my car. I'm in the middle of Bellevue at that old Kmart parking lot, hoping I see something cool.
Yeah, so if you see him like move his camera off, maybe he's like, I don't know. So that's what it is. So yeah, you can tell them where you're at. Where you at? And this isn't live, so.
Yeah, middle of Bellevue where Kmart used to be. I've strategically parked right in front of this methed out car just to see what happens. So it's promising. We'll see.
Yeah. If you see anything interesting, don't feel free to cut me off. Just show it.
I will. I got you.
Just go with there. I know since you last were on, we were talking about the election, talking about all that other good stuff that's been going on. What I have noticed on your Twitter, the one thing that and I completely agree with you on this, is the little Netflix shit they came out with.
God.
What was it called?
It's called Cuties, which first off, fuck that title. Second off, that movie. Third off, fuck anyone defending that movie. Now, how much of it do you know about before I actually really get into it?
Man, I haven't watched it. From what I've heard and what I've seen you write and what other people said, I don't know if I want to watch it. Apparently, tell me if I'm wrong, it's about like 9, 10, 11-year-old girls. They're dressed up, like doing dancing or whatever. And it's just very, from what I've seen and what other people said, it's very too sexual for that age. From what I've told.
It is. And I'll clear this up right at the beginning just so no one gets any of this confused. I didn't watch it either. I can't do it. I watched the trailer. That was more than enough. I read the plot. The movie itself has a positive message.
Yeah.
The point of the movie is to show that exploiting young children at that age is wrong. And I get that. The problem is, in doing so, they exploited the young children in that film. I get, you have a positive message. You want to get that message across. This is a real issue. Everyone's seen those teen beauty pageants. That shit's just wrong. That's what they're going up against. But when you have a message like that, you can't use real people to get your message across, because now you're a fucking hypocrite. You make a cartoon, you write a book, post a blog, whatever. But there was no reason to have these 11-year-old girls wearing what they're wearing, doing what they're doing. Like, man, part of that movie, I don't even want to talk about it. It's just, I get it. It's got a positive message. But let's say I made a film where I shot a dog in the face, and the whole point of the film was to say animal cruelty is wrong. But I shot a fucking dog in the face. That's wrong.
So their original, correct me if I'm wrong, so their original, they're trying to essentially say that, this is wrong, but they do it anyway. Is that kind of what their original plan was with it, or was it just something just for show?
No, I think they had good intentions. I do. I think the whole point of the movie was to say that when you take these girls and you parade them around, when you let social media influence them because you're not paying attention to your kids, this bad shit happens. My only real beef with the movie is that they used actual young kids to play these parts.
Yeah.
The movie itself doesn't have anything like any bad messages in it. It's a positive movie. And there's a lot of people upset about it that didn't read that. I'm just upset that they use young girls to get their point across.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, that's...
honestly, I think the movie should be taken down. There's really no need for it.
And that really goes into, I know you haven't seen this yet. I know we were talking about this before we went on. Was about the social dilemma.
Yeah, I got to. Yeah, hey, meth car's leaving.
So,
I flicked my light on.
oh, they were out, dude. They were like,
yeah, they're fucking. Their lights came on. They are rolling.
well,
All right, social dilemma.
to the social dilemma, from what I watched it, and I was going to ask you here in a little bit too, is what documentary have you just walked away from feeling like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck's going on here? And that was one of them. Now, it's not the one that made me walk away like, man, I feel sick to my stomach after that. Don't get me wrong, I do feel sick to my stomach after watching the social dilemma. But, that documentary, I think everybody should watch that. I think everybody should.
Quick, summarize what that's about for everyone, real quick.
Okay, so Social Dilemma is essentially about these companies, these social media companies. From what I got of it is, the social media companies are, they're taking over our lives essentially. To basically just put it out like that. That's the simplest way to say it. And it also talks about in there these kids, they get sucked into social media. And, it talks about younger girls, how, the whole thing with Cuties is, like, it also showed, I can't remember his name. There was a graph, and it was very eye-opening. I saw it on Joe Rogan's podcast a couple years ago when this guy came on. And he was talking about the same thing, talking about, just teenage girls in general. They showed a graph from, like, 2005 to 2020. Okay? Suicides for teenage girls have been skyrocketed ever since 2011.
Yep.
What came out in 2011? Social media. You were able to get social media on your phones around that time.
Yep.
Twitter started taking off, Instagram, all kinds of shit. And teenage girls going to the hospital for just minor cutting, essentially, has skyrocketed. And to me, you have to blame the social media with it. But that's essentially what it's about. It just talks about it's just controlling our lives, the phone, just everything. And it's something that everybody should really watch. And it's definitely an eye opener. It should at least be an eye opener, at least.
And that's on what, Netflix?
It's on Netflix, yes.
All right, cool.
Yeah, definitely want to watch that. It's definitely just it's a mess. So,
yeah, I'm gonna get to it for sure.
Yeah, definitely watch that. Now, back to the one, I've heard Netflix is wanting to take it off. Yeah, I think they will. I think if they've lost a lot of money, apparently people's canceled over it. I'm with you on this. I think it's exploiting, and at this age though, like teenage girls, like they're not teenagers.
Right.
What the fuck are we even talking about teenagers? They're not even teenagers. Yeah, and that's the problem is they see these adults that are twerking or on these music videos, everything, and they want to be like that instead of being a kid. And I couldn't imagine that, growing up with social media in middle school. Yeah, we had MySpace, AIM, and stuff, but yeah, I couldn't imagine that.
It's completely different now.
Yeah.
Like there's no way to get around any of that shit.
No,
at least like, MySpace was contained. MySpace was just you and your friends.
Yeah, you had some drama about your top 8, but that was really about as far as it went.
Pretty much.
Now, did you ever watch Leaving Neverland?
I did.
You did?
I did watch that one.
How did you feel about that? And what did you?
Man, I don't know. I don't know with him. If anyone was a child molester, it was Michael Jackson. But he never went to prison. He was never convicted. A lot of those stories were fabricated. There's a lot of people that back him up. And it's one of those things we're never going to know either way. There's just no way we're going to know. So it really comes down to whether you want to believe it or not believe it.
True. And we talked about before as well. That's the one documentary to me that I watched and I walked away from it. I was like, man, that fucked me up.
Yeah, it's a brutal one.
Even at the part that I don't agree is where he's not here to defend himself. So you can say what you want to say. Or he went to trial twice, for the same shit.
Right.
Is it believable? Yes, it is.
Yeah.
But it's like, man, it's just where he's not really there to, defend himself to the point.
Right.
Yeah, he was found not guilty. I guess he was on the first one. I know the second one, we all know he was not found not guilty. But I think that was just took too long for that to come out, in my opinion. I don't know.
Yeah. It's been too long since I watched it. There were a couple parts in it that were straight up wrong. Like, they were lies. It's been debunked.
Oh, it's graphic. It's very graphic.
Yeah. But a couple of those in that film, it was proven they were lying too. Which that doesn't mean they all were, but that's one of those things where if this person's lying, how do we know this one isn't?
True. It's very true. And that's one thing we'll never know. Somebody could come out with this tomorrow or whatever about, anyone that's died recently. Like, he did this, she did that. You can't prove it.
Yep.
There is no way to prove it. You have your opinion and that's it. But
now there is one, I believe it's on HBO, but it seems more prevalent now than ever. Have you seen Citizen 4?
No, I have not. No.
That's the Edward Snowden documentary.
Oh, okay.
And right now, I mean, it's hard to tell with him, but Trump is floating around the idea of a pardon. So for anyone that doesn't know the full story of Snowden, I'd recommend either that or his book, which I'm drawing a blank on his autobiography, but I read that a few months ago.
Yeah.
But in the book, it gives his complete story of everything that happened. And I notice everyone who is against Snowden, who thinks he's a traitor to the country, they don't know what he really did. All they think is that he leaked documents, but there is way more to it than that.
Yeah, I think that court, one of some Supreme Court of Appeals, they came out the other day and basically said, hey, whatever they did in the past was illegal.
Yep.
So yeah, I think he should be pardoned.
Oh yeah. Well, a lot of people think that he put like our military and other lives in jeopardy. That's not what he did. What he did, and this is a very, very short version, I do highly recommend the documentary, but everything that he leaked, he didn't just leak it. He didn't throw it on the internet. He took it to journalists. Those journalists sorted through everything. Those journalists then sent it to the government and said, hey, we've received this information. We are going to publish it. But before we do, is there anything in these documents that is a lie, that's fabricated, or that would put lives at risk? And anytime they asked that, the answer they got back was no. So everything he leaked, none of it put anyone in jeopardy. All it did was expose that the NSA illegally spies on every single one of us every single day.
Man.
To make the whole thing worse is that when Obama was running the first time, if you remember this, on his website, he actually had a thing that said any whistleblower that comes forward will not be prosecuted. After Snowden, guess what disappeared off the website?
Well, if you remember correctly too, of course this is Hollywood so I don't know if it's true or not, but I know he did vote for Obama where he thought he'd be different. The administration would be different towards the whole surveillance, which ended up, almost being just as bad almost.
Yeah. Actually, Obama made it worse. It started under Bush after 9/11.
Yeah.
And then Obama made it worse, and then Trump kept it about the same.
So, with what you know now, if you could go back to 2001, would you support the Patriot Act?
Absolutely not.
You wouldn't? So,
no.
So even after after everything that happened, so you would be like, no, like it's not happening.
You're right. No.
Oof. Man, that's a tough one, man. It really is, because I see where you're coming from, and I don't want to be spot on either. I think there is that line that can't be crossed, and I think it has been crossed by the NSA and all that.
Oh, it has.
I think the Patriot Act has done some really good things, but also at the same time, if you peel it back, it looks like they've done some bad things too. Yeah. So I don't know, man. That's a tough one for me. It really is.
Which, I mean, let me play devil's advocate on this a little bit, because we're going back to 2001, the Patriot Act. I get the overreaction.
Yeah.
We never had anything remotely similar to 9/11 happen. No one knew what the fuck to do. I get it. I do get it. But I really think that what happened was that we let fear overcome rational thinking.
That
I'm not even convinced the government wanted to act in a horrible way, but the execution, man, just no.
yeah, and you see it throughout history too. When anything major like that happens, like you could go back to Pearl Harbor with the
Yeah.
Japanese internment. You could do the same thing with that. Was it overreaction? Yeah. Was it a bad look? Yeah. Now we're not talking concentration camps as what the Jews or Gypsies and all them went through. They actually had a pretty solid. I'm not saying it's a solid time there, but they were treated with decency. I guess unless you disobeyed, but yeah, I think it does happen, and I think anytime after 9/11, Bush's approval rating was like 93%.
Yeah.
He could do anything.
Yep.
Congress even gave him authority with the whole Iraq thing. Hillary Clinton's one of them that approved of their whole Iraq thing. Now, was it a bad move? Yeah, it was. But at that time, Bush could do whatever he wanted, and no one would bat an eye.
And see, I don't think Bush had bad intentions. I really don't. I don't think him or Cheney were sitting around in the White House saying, "How can we destroy people's lives?" I think they just made some bad judgments.
True, I completely agree with that.
Bad judgments were not rectified by Obama, and they weren't rectified by Trump.
No, and that's, I think Bush's problem was he did have really good intentions with it, but I think the whole like Rumsfeld, Cheney, all of them were really, one, just kind of whisper in his ear, hey, you should do this, you should do that, and I think Colin Powell even told him, say, hey, if you go in Iraq, you break it, you buy it.
Yeah.
And look, because I think Dick Cheney and Donald Rumsfeld what they were wanting to do with Iraq was they were wanting to go in real quick and leave. They wanted to get a Saddam out, boom, but you can't under international law. I'm pretty sure you have to do something if you remove some type of government of some sort.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is Cheney made a lot of fucking money off that too.
Oh God, yeah.
That really makes me wonder.
Oh yeah, I mean,
because I don't think Bush was bad at all, but Cheney is a whole. Cheney is just those guys.
True. Because, and I've also wondered, because I was with 9/11 last week and everything. I was watching some documentaries and everything, and I've always wondered, man, like Al Gore, how different do you think he would have done? Like how different do you think it would have been?
I don't think war.
You don't think what?
I don't think we would have went to war. I really don't.
So would you say that the Twin Towers never got attacked? Like that type of war? I know we wouldn't have went to Iraq. Iraq's out of question.
The Twin Towers still would have got attacked because we actually had. Trying to think of how to word this without coming off like an asshole, but Clinton failed us on that. We had a chance to take Osama out. I think it was about 6 to 8 months before 9/11. Like we knew his exact location, and then for whatever reason, Clinton didn't do it.
Yeah, I know with Bin Laden, because Bin Laden was running around the 90s, and I think he was really mad about the whole Saudi Arabia military bases we had. So it really goes back to the Persian Gulf. Was he had these issues with that, with Americans on Muslim land, whichever. And there's just, you had the coal incident. And Bin Laden was behind the whole Black Hawk Down thing too.
Right.
In Mogadishu. So, there's that. I think Clinton had his opportunities.
He did.
I don't know of anything before then, but I know he had his opportunities. And also we had our opportunity in late 2001 there in Tora Bora. We could have got Bin Laden in Tora Bora, but the road to Pakistan was left open, and the rest is history.
Right.
But I don't know. Yeah.
While we're on this, though, just because it doesn't leave my head how similar it is. Do you know about Operation Northwoods?
I've read into it. It's just been a little bit.
The very short version of that, and this is what stays in the back of my mind anytime conspiracy theories come up.
Mm-hmm.
In 62, the CIA had a plan, and what they were going to do was they were going to attack our own people. They were going to blame the Cuban government and use it as a false flag to declare war against Cuba. The only reason that didn't go through is that JFK got elected, and he stopped it completely before they could put it in action. Now, if you're going to ask me if 9/11 was an inside job, I'm going to tell you no.
No,
But
I don't think it was.
On that are too fucking creepy to ignore. Because if we were going to do it in the 60s, why wouldn't we do it in 2001?
Mm-hmm.
And that is what our government has, is that for decades, they have been distrustworthy. And that's why you got people now who think the fucking world is flat.
You can go back to a situation like that. It involves Cuba as well. You can go back to the Spanish-American War. It was like 1898 or 1899, somewhere around in there. Remember the Maine, the USS Maine?
Yeah.
Same deal. They used that, as propaganda. Now, what happened was, I think a boiler room explosion had nothing that we did, supposedly, and nothing the Cubans did or the Spanish, or Spain or any of them. The Maine blew up in I think it was Havana's harbor or something like that. I can't remember exactly where. And the government used it as, hey, the Cubans attacked, or the Spanish attacked the USS Maine. Let's go to war with Spain. Well, boom, there you go. And you put that in pictures. You put that in pictures on papers and everything. It's like, oh, somebody attacked us. Americans are going to fall behind. They're going to be like, okay, let's go. They've been using that as propaganda.
They have. Yeah. But that's the one thing that I've noticed the more and more I go back is that we're not talking about the last 10, 20 years the government lies to us.
No.
We're talking about probably since it became a thing.
Yeah.
But because I keep getting asked and just keep wondering why people believe the craziest of all conspiracy theories. Like, you've seen the QAnon stuff, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we don't even need to mention, like, get in detail, but when you get into stuff like that, or the Earth's flat, what happens here is that you get these people who, for decades, realize the government's lying to them, and they get it twisted in their brain that, hey, if they're lying about this thing, they must be lying about that thing, too. And all of a sudden, those fucking wires get crossed. The government says the Earth is round, so they go, nah, the Earth's flat.
Yeah. And it's like that, if you think every single conversation is a conspiracy theory, there's something wrong.
Right.
I don't get me wrong, I love a good conspiracy theory. I love being like, hey man, what if this, what if that? And that's completely fine. I like that. But not everything is a conspiracy though.
Exactly. I mean, there's real ones out there.
Yeah, there definitely is. But not everything is.
Exactly.
I just don't think it's healthy, especially for your mind and your brain, to be like, man, that's a conspiracy.
Right.
Or every single government conversation is not a conspiracy, But that's just my opinion on it,
Yeah.
I guess. But the problem is, sometimes you're not allowed to have an opinion in America these days. So
I get told every time I'm on Twitter. Every time I'm on Twitter.
Yeah. I mean,
it's a never-ending battle in there.
Oh, I can't believe you. I mean, I can't believe you actually use it that much. I get, I'll post one thing, I mean, you're in it. Like, you love that shit. Like,
dude, let me see. Hopefully the camera stays on completely. Let me see how many tweets I'm up to real quick.
I mean, you love political discussions, like political debates.
I'm at 50,000 tweets.
Sure, god dang.
That's since May 2009. And then for comparison, let me just find a little Trump here. See what he's up to. There we go.
How many times he tweeted today?
Today, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna fucking sit here and count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh,
He had
instead.
5 in the last hour.
5. Whew.
6.
Man,
6 in the last hour.
that's.
He had he only has 56,000. That's impressive.
Mm.
I admire his restraint.
Hey. I mean, hey, if that's. That's.
You know what, man? I'll say this about him. Him and Twitter is the smartest fucking thing he's probably done. Because without Twitter, he could be president. He knows how to use it. Whether it pisses people off or not, he knows how to get his message across. But we're 4 years into this, and every now and then he'll tweet something that he's going to do, like legislation-wise. I'll read it and just go, how the fuck is this our reality?
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, too. You know, I think he actually enjoys getting under people's skin.
He does. He's a troll.
I think.
I
admire.
admire it.
Yeah. I mean, he knows people don't like him. He knows a certain percentage despise him. Like they would literally, like I ran into a couple of days ago. Like, you know, people do not like they physically hate this guy.
Dude, they hate him so much. They just
and he loves it. He loves it. He loves it.
He embraces it, is what it is. He embraces it.
Yeah. You know, and I mean, just for the record, I shouldn't even have to even say this, but I didn't vote for the guy.
Right, me either.
I didn't even vote for the guy. But I
know where it's going.
I think what was the exact word? It was
hang on, I screenshotted it. Let me find it.
I was called a maggot. That's what it was.
Dude, it was more than that. I'll find it here.
Yeah, it was you know, and like the thing is, the conversation, like the post had nothing to do with that.
Nothing. Here, I'm gonna read this. All right, you ready for this?
Yeah, read it off. Read it off.
Right, here's all. The article you posted from USA Today said almost 2/3 of millennials don't know that 6 million Jews were killed in the Holocaust. Yeah. Which paused, what the fuck? But we can talk about that later. Yeah. You quoted and said, I find this very disturbing. This guy who shall not be named.
Yeah, we're not going to name no names.
Replied to you with, and this is a quote, aren't you a little neo-Nazi MAGA BOI? Why would you, of all people, find this disturbing?
Yeah, that's what it was. He called me a neo-Nazi.
Yeah.
Which, man. See,
yeah, bro.
See, here's the thing. And you know, I really thought about this. I really did. Unless, I mean, I don't know what would even cause that. Like what would even remotely say that I'm a neo-Nazi? I mean, you can ask the people I'm close with, and they'll tell you the exact opposite.
Right.
You know, but hey, you know, and he just went on and on about, you know, like Trump this, Trump. I don't give a fuck. Right. I didn't vote for him. Like, what the fuck? Like I understand, dude. If I would be posting shit about Trump 24/7, man, Trump, fuck yeah. You know what? And then it's like, man, fuck you, get fucked. Like what? Me get fucked? like I'm the one trying to bring people together on both sides. You know, I didn't vote for the guy. I didn't even vote for Clinton.
Right.
Like both sides suck. Like I don't know why, you know, but at the same time, that's, you know, certain, you know, where it's the alt-right or the alt-left, fucking crazy motherfuckers. Like they are hell-bent on, if you don't agree, if you could agree on 90% of what they believe in. I hate fascists. I fucking hate them. I'm not a big communist guy myself. I'm not. Okay. But if you disagree on 1% of what they'll fucking like, dude, get fucked. You're a Trump. Like what? Yeah. They'll crucify the fuck out of you and throw shit out that has nothing to do with the conversation.
Right. Like, and again, I shouldn't have to say this either, but I am completely independent. Yeah, when I see shit I agree with on the right, I agree with it. When it's the left, I agree with it.
Yeah.
But both sides deny the fuck out of reality anymore.
Yeah. And you got people that, they're just so far gone with it, And don't get me wrong, I have nothing against anyone that disagrees with me
Right.
or says, hey man, you're a neo-Nazi. You know what? I don't hate you.
Yeah.
If I saw you on the side of the street, you needed a ride, I'd probably give you a ride. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Even though we disagree.
Notice this. Anyone I disagree with, I'm more than happy to debate.
Yeah.
You give your opinion, I'll give mine. We'll talk about the arguments. Maybe one of us will change our opinion. But the second you start throwing out bullshit like I'm racist and I'm sexist, we're done.
Yeah. Dude, you're going to get blocked. And that's one thing I did, I'm not much for, people arguing on Facebook, going back and forth, because you could argue with somebody till your face turns blue or until it's 8:00 in the morning. Guess what? After 5 replies, nothing's going to change.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And if that's something they want to do, I invite them to come on this podcast and we can talk it out. If you want to have a normal conversation and not throw fascist shit at me, you know what I'm saying? Cool, you can come on.
Right.
We can have a reasonable adult conversation instead of acting like you're still in high school. You know what I'm saying? That's the way I look at it. And that's what really kind of bugs me about it. Like, nah, you don't know me, But you know what? I don't hate you. That's the way it is now. But hey, and that's just what happens. That's the name of the game.
It is.
You're gonna run to people that don't agree with you. But we used to have conversations. Now we just say you're a fucking neo-Nazi.
Pretty much.
But hey.
Which, I mean, if you notice, nothing I do on there is fucking unprovoked. I don't go after anyone first. They come after me.
Yeah.
Which probably has something to do with the fact that I fucking tweet 100 different things a day, but
yeah,
I get bored.
And that's the thing too. I think a lot of people that throw these fucking this shit out in people's faces, I guarantee if you peel the onion back on them, I guarantee they have a shitty. What the fuck have they done?
Oh yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, are you Mr. Perfect? Are you fucking, oh man, I'm this perfect motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? No, you probably haven't.
Accounts that were made the same month that they're attacking you. Those are the best, man. Because those are some fucking jackass's burner account that he uses. The ones with the anime profile pictures and shit.
Yeah. Oh.
That dude that went after you, he didn't even have a profile picture. I don't know who that fucking guy was.
You say, oh, you did or you didn't?
No, I have no clue, man. He didn't have a profile picture.
Nah, well. Yeah, we're not gonna name any names though. So
it's not.
No, but but man, you hate to see it. You really do, man, because I think I love America. That's something that's never gonna change. And is America perfect? Has it ever been perfect? No. Is there shit that I wish they would have done differently? Like, the whole slavery thing, the whole Indian migration. Yeah, that shit sucked. I'm sorry that shit happened.
Right.
If it, but I feel like there's a way we can get past all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to move on as a one and move on and forgive each other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I will always love America. I mean, whatever. You can call me whatever you want. I fly the American flag, and I gave it 4 years. I always will. It's just the way it is. America's not perfect. I might not like all the leaders. I might not like how it's going. But guess what? At the end of the day, it's still home to me, and it's given me freedoms, stuff that a lot of people don't have. Like, look at the dude from Iran, the boxer.
Yeah, one that just got.
The dude was literally put to death for protesting.
Yep.
And here in America, we are able to do that.
Right.
We are able to go out in the street and hold a sign up for what you believe in. And I believe in that 110%. But
I
guess what?
The other day on Twitter, this I don't know how old she was, probably like 18, 19-year-old girl was just fucking screaming that Trump is a fascist as she posted on Twitter, with no fear of being arrested.
Yeah, and that's your right. If that's
It
something
is.
you believe, then by all means, if that's something you want to do, and that's the Constitution gives you that right. If you want to sit outside and say fuck who, fuck this, you're able to, as long as you don't bother other people.
Yep.
As long as you don't hurt other people in the process, you know. And I just want to get back to that, and I think it will. And I think it all ties in with everything with the social media. I think everything,
I do too.
I think it really plays a factor into it, and
Well, it's way too much hate from either side. You got the right that says "fuck the left," I'm not listening to
yeah.
a word you say. You got the
Oh
left saying,
yeah. Yeah.
Eventually, these sides need to come together and say, "Look, neither one of us are perfect. Neither one of us are correct on everything. We got to find some middle ground." And
Exactly.
until Trump starts doing that, and Pelosi starts doing that, and everyone else starts doing that, you and me, everyone, shit's not going to get better.
No, it won't. It will not. It will continue to kick the can down the road. You know what? We'll worry about that another time. You know what? And you know, I, I don't think that's going to happen until Trump gets out of office. You know,
Right.
Because people's at the point now, especially like people like Pelosi or anyone in charge, they're dead set on, it's our way or the highway. And it's the same way for the other way.
It is. It's
You
both of
know,
them.
it is. And that's sad.
Just really, really dogging the left. And it dawned on me today, the right's going to just piss me off tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I see it on both sides. I don't, I can hang out with family, and they'll be like, oh, it might get annoying sometimes, but you know what? That's their opinion.
Yeah.
And we are allowed to have opinions now, as long as we don't shove it down someone's throat. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
if somebody wants you to, then by all means, go for it. But we got to get back to that. We got to get back to treating people with respect and everything. Without that, and respecting other people's opinions and respecting people's property, it's going to continue to get worse.
It is. And I'll say this, just from a personal perspective, not counting the Twitter dumpster fire, but everyone I know personally, or 99% of everyone I know personally on the left and the right, they're good people.
Yeah.
When you see me posting shit saying, whatever I'm saying, it doesn't apply to anyone I know personally. It's these crazy people that are online hiding behind anime pictures, just saying whatever the fuck they think they should say.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm friends with a lot of actual hardcore left people, and we disagree on a lot, but we do it respectfully. And I'm friends with a lot of hardcore Trump supporters. Again, we disagree on a lot, but we do it respectfully. It's really these, like you said, these people on social media.
Yeah,
I
it's
think it's a small minority that's amplified by this shit.
And it goes back to, I think I've told you this before, and it's that the 10% of the population. They're just shitty people. They're just shitty people, and that goes for anything you want to talk about. It could be political, personality wise. There's just these people, they fit in that 10%. In my opinion, it's just 10%, and they're just shitty people. They
That's
don't
a
give
good
a shit. Yeah,
sure.
they just don't. I think majority, that they see that, okay, I think the country should go this route, and that's completely fine. We're all Americans. I think we just need to come and meet ourselves in the middle in order for us to move on from this and get better. Well, we can't just blame it on one side. Like, oh, fuck you, fuck the police, or fuck, what? You can't do that. You cannot do that.
Absolutely nothing.
No, it doesn't. And I think we'll get there one day. I really do. It's going to take some time. People's got to grow up.
They do. And they got to quit letting it consume them too, which I know I sound like a hypocrite on that because I tweet so fucking much, but what happens is I get on there, I scroll through, I see something, I quote my opinion, I move on. Yeah. But if I hop on, say, Facebook, again, not going to name names, there are people who every hour on the dot feel the need to post, hey, fuck Trump, he did this. 1 hour later, hey, fuck Trump, he did this, or the opposite side. And when you got that in your mind 24/7, you need to take a break. You can't let politics consume your entire life like that. Like it's just unhealthy when you get to that point.
No, you're 110% correct. That's, but I don't
It's
know, man.
I mean,
It's
you know how often I work. About once a week, I stay the fuck off there, just the entire day. I check it in the morning, then I'll check it in the evening. But I need breaks too. But I
yeah,
see these people who are just constantly dogging people on social media. I'm like, man, oh, excuse me, man, you gotta give that stuff a rest.
yeah. Oh, I agree. I guess. Oh my god, I just couldn't imagine that. But hey, it's
Weird, man. It's these people, and I know these people. They're not lonely. They got families. They got friends. I don't understand why they feel the need to just constantly be on Facebook, spouting their opinion when they know it doesn't change anything. No one's listening to him. No one gives a fuck. Half the time he starts arguments. Like, man, just let it go. And there's no reason to just let it take over your entire life just because Trump says mean shit, or just because the left is trash, or whatever excuse you're using.
it's I think you hit it right on the head.
People
This.
what it is, which I'm sure the whole COVID quarantine thing is just
Oh,
amplified everything, made it way worse because no one knows what the fuck to do anymore. Everyone's just sitting on their phone.
oh, I think that quarantine. I think it did some good, but I think it did some damage too.
It did. It definitely did. I've been seeing it. I haven't seen it here yet, but in the UK, suicides have skyrocketed.
Well, I mean, the thing is, right now, excuse me, you hardly even hear about like overdosing or anything anymore. Hardly.
Right.
It's all it's all
It's
it,
all
it's all COVID shit, and that's just it's sad that it's like that. They just I do think that quarantine fucked a lot of people up.
It did. It definitely did.
I mean, look at
Because I
look
see
at all
that
the
a lot of
yeah
people are open about it. A lot of people are saying, "Hey, I'm fucking depressed right now. I'm sad. I don't know what to do." Which, if you are like that, reach out to people. I
yeah
just got to
please.
there quick, but I know this has fucked a lot of people up mentally. And I don't want to sound like some cliche PSA, but with this year and everything that's happened, if you're fucking sad, if you're depressed, reach out to somebody.
Definitely. I mean, I think me and Storm talked about this last week. Same shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's man, if you're feeling down or you need somebody to talk to, man, pick up the phone.
Yep.
Because there is people out there. I've had my bouts with depression. I know you probably. I don't know if about you or anything, but I
Oh yeah.
can't. Just for me personally, because you do feel as if no one is there. You do. It's just how you feel about it. And people's there. You just don't want to talk to nobody.
Right.
It's like, they're not going to understand or this and that. Reach out with somebody.
Yeah. Dude, that's the other one I see all the time is people I know personally saying they got no one. I don't want to sound like a dick, but that's bullshit. You do.
Mm.
And I mean that out of love, not hate. You've got people you can reach out to.
I mean, they make a hotline. I mean, for that.
I mean,
Even if
it's
you
not even
don't.
man. I get not wanting to talk to a stranger, but
Yeah. I mean,
there's people that care
some people
about you.
enjoy it.
You're
Yeah.
not.
Some people can easily do it, and you got that little bit of people they just don't want to.
Right.
They just got this mindset, or whether they're on drugs, or I've been there. Alcohol, whatever. You get in this zone, you get in this mood,
You do.
and you're self-destructing within, but you don't know it yet. And then you hit rock bottom, then you realize, man, I don't have anybody. It feels like,
Right. No, it's a comfort zone is what you get into.
yeah, it's just comfort zone. That's all
But
it really is.
all it is you trying to find temporary solutions. Because
Yeah.
when you drink or you get high or whatever, you feel better in that moment. But in the grand scheme of things, all you're doing is making things worse.
Man,
But it's also a pain in the ass to overcome.
oh fuck. I mean, that's I've been very fortunate when anything that I've ever done. Some people they're not that fortunate.
Right.
And that's sad. But I want everybody to be happy and have a good life and not have to worry about dumb shit or depression or fucking drugs or whichever, but it's out there and it happens.
It is.
So
drugs have to be the worst one on all this. So this quote unquote war on drugs bullshit.
Yeah, that shit's that's a failure.
Yeah.
Also, too, the I think it's this month isn't the House supposed to vote on marijuana?
Is it this month?
I think it was this month.
Is it? I hope so.
Yeah,
I don't see them passing it, man. They'll lose too much money. Pharmaceutical companies, they're going to lose too much money.
Well, I think it will pass the House. I really do. I think it will pass the House. It will pass the House. Now the Senate, in all their wisdom, they're not going to. They're not going to pass it. I could see Trump maybe signing it if it got that far, but
right,
them dillweeds in Senate.
I mean, that's one of those things. I'm honestly, as much as I am pro marijuana, I'm for leaving it to the states. Let the individual states decide what they want to do.
Yeah, just take it off. Just go ahead and take it off. Take it off the Schedule 1 or any type of repercussions, and let the states. If the state wants it, cool. They can have it. They can vote on it. But if that state doesn't want it, cool. They don't have to have it. And eventually, all states will go on board with it. Eventually, they will.
They will.
But there are some states right now that won't.
That marijuana is considered more illegal than heroin. That's a fucking issue.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many people actually know about the history of marijuana, but the entire reason it was banned in the first place is William Randolph Hearst. Just do a quick Google search of him. Trace that back up through the Nixon years, and you'll find that there was the only reason it was banned to begin with is for money and racism.
Yep. That's wasn't it? It was that book. What book did they release? It was like in the 30s.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, even before that, though, they used to make propaganda that says marijuana would make
Let me see. I'm
trying to figure out how to word this one again too. It would make black men rape white women. That's what they led with to keep marijuana illegal.
Let's see. 1930s propaganda. Here we go. Let's see what comes up. Oh man, this is some good shit. Oh wow. This is marijuana. Weed with roots in hell. Not recommended for children. Weird orgies, wild parties, unleashed passions. And it's got a misery. I don't know if y'all could see that. But it's like what? Let's see. Oh, Reefer Madness. Madness. That's what it was. Reefer Madness. That's what it was.
Dude, that's great. You got that and then those PSA commercials, like the chick that smokes weed and then becomes deflated.
Women cry for it, men die for it. Drug crazed, abandoned, adults only. The little sweet pill that makes life bitter. Oh wow, ain't that some shit? I know there's one more. Oh, the devil's weed. Looks like Marilyn Monroe, which is not. Oh wow. Devil's Harvest. Oh my god. Yeah, man, this shit's nuts. Just how they thought. I mean, you can totally tell it's just straight propaganda almost.
Oh, absolutely, dude. They always knew. I don't buy in that they actually thought that shit was dangerous. There's no way. And the other thing is, I feel like had they never done this, things like meth and heroin wouldn't be anywhere near as prevalent as they are now.
No. Now, I know of course, methamphetamines had its own history as well, which you could trace that back to, I think, Germany. It was a German scientist And then a Japanese scientist did something else with it back in the 1880s, 1890s. So that shit was used in, I know, World War One more than likely, definitely World War Two. I mean, hell, the Blitzkrieg it was built straight off methamphetamine.
Right.
You know, the Germans wouldn't have made it. I mean, look what they did to France in 6 weeks. Look what they did to Poland, Czechoslovakia,
Hitler,
Russia.
didn't he?
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Yeah, he was. If you can go on there and you can look on all the drugs that he was taking at one given time. Like he had his own doctor would come in and shoot him up with different shit, cocaine eye drops to name a few, methamphetamine. I think morphine was another one. Oh man, he was just straight. He was speedballing all day.
He was just fucking out of it.
Yeah, and it really progressed after the July 20th assassination plot with von Stauffenberg. So at the Wolf's Lair, yeah. So that really progressed, and after that, he had like a constant shake and shit. And it was just So, but without methamphetamine, it had been really, really hard for the Germans to take that much land at such a quick pace, you know. And that's what the Blitzkrieg is basically, German soldiers hire on methamphetamine.
Yeah.
Of course, this isn't the trailer park shit. You know what I'm saying? Like this is straight like ill shit. Like this is the Americans used it, the British used it. Everyone used it. It wasn't. Now what the difference was the Americans had more of a Adderall based. It wasn't straight, methamphetamine like boom, boom, boom. Because the American soldiers, were able to go to sleep a little bit at night, and the Germans were up for 2, 3, 4 days.
Right.
So, but yeah, they've been using that kind of shit on war for a while. It's kind of definitely interesting. Definitely look that up if you're into that kind of shit.
Oh yeah, I'm checking all that out too.
Yeah, so, it's very, very interested in that, man.
It is. So hey, you think Trump and Biden are going to debate? Obviously not on Joe Rogan's podcast, but you think they're going to debate at all? Because
I was really, really looking forward to that when I read that.
I was too.
I knew Biden, he wouldn't do it.
He won't. Honestly, man, I don't think Trump wants to do it either. I think Trump's just playing a bluff because he knew Biden wouldn't do it.
Oh man, he knows. I mean, the problem.
I say a lot about Biden not exactly being there mentally, but I don't really see Trump being able to have a 4-hour conversation either.
I do.
Do you?
Oh yeah, that motherfucker. I mean, I think they're both popped up on some shit.
Oh yeah, without doubt.
I mean, now Biden is it's a little bit harder because he's not there fucking mentally.
Right.
Anyone that says he's there, he's not. Like how in the fuck do you say he is? But.
If he is, and again, just devil's advocate on this, if Biden is totally fine, there's nothing wrong with him. The left needs to get his ass on a debate as soon as possible.
Yeah.
I keep seeing that everyone's already decided they know who they're going to vote for. I don't really think that's true. I think there's a big portion of people who right now are kind of on the line of Biden, but they're worried that, like we said, he's not there mentally. If you get that dude up on the fucking stage and he kills it for 2 hours, that would destroy a lot of that stuff.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
He's popping in and out here and there. He's coming out, twice a week, something like that.
Yeah. See if you can, real quick, I didn't want to cut you off. See if you can fix your mic a little bit there. I think it's sounding a little weird.
Toward the light. Got fucking dark quick. Oh, is that better?
A little bit. It still sounds a little muffled a little bit.
Alright, what about that? I'll just hold it.
A little bit. I know we're getting right up on there anyway. But yeah, I think if he would just come out and he would be like, hey, I can do this, I think that would show a lot of people. I think a lot of people that's leaning on either, the independent voters, they're looking at that. I think they're looking at, hey, can he sustain himself? Is he mentally there? Is he not? I think going out on stage and showing people, that you're, healthy, whatever, but I don't think he will.
I don't either. I say this a lot. I told someone this just today. I got no actual issues with Biden. Does he have a perfect history? Of course not. Did he accomplish a lot in the last 40 years? Not necessarily. Has he been consistent? No. But do I think he is like the spawn of Satan? Absolutely not. My issues with Biden are his mental ability and the fact that he ran with Kamala Harris. Those are that's his biggest fuck up right there.
Yeah, I think he could have picked somebody better.
He definitely could have. Maybe anyone else.
Yeah. I mean, man. But yeah, that's once I don't know, man. I think that's gonna be. I'm really looking forward to the debates. Honestly, I think it'll be. I think it'll be must see TV. I really do. I was like I said,
at least one. We do.
Yeah, I was really looking forward. You know, I knew, like I said before, I knew it probably wouldn't happen, but the Joe Rogan option, that would be sweet.
It would be.
That would be. You know, but it's probably not going to happen. You know, I'm not going to get my hopes up.
Right.
But hopefully they do debate at least once, maybe. I don't know. But like I said before, man, if it wasn't for coronavirus, Biden would probably be in the tank right now.
Probably, yeah.
Unless something else happened or whichever, but, you know, you can say I'm a trumpet, I guess. I don't know. But I'm not voting for him. So, I mean, you can say what you want, but.
Oh, yeah, they're going to take that and just, you're a fucking Nazi tomorrow, dude. You're going to get slaughtered for that. You're pro-Trump. You blow him every day.
It's like, yeah, man, you talk a lot of you talk about a lot of World War II shit. I think you're a fucking Nazi. I'm like, what? Like, what?
That's not 100% of the left. Oh, dude, you're a fucking alt-right MAGA.
Yep. Well, yeah, I mean, that's. I don't know, man. I don't know.
It is.
I'm just ready for it all to be over with, honestly.
Well, it is the 18th.
We got what? A month and a half.
Yep.
I mean, that's just.
Hey, if I get off work, you want to do a live one?
Yeah. We'll
election. Fuck it.
Yeah, I was wanting to do that. I know for the Khabib fight.
Yeah.
In October, I'm wanting to do a live thing too. So
that's gonna be in the middle of the day too. Main card's 2 p.m.
Oh, what a fucking
yeah. No,
fuck does that? Fuck it. You know, I'll still watch it. I'll probably still do something live. Even though I'm not the hugest Khabib fan. So if you want it, please tell them before we do get off here. Tell them about that fight card.
Dude, let me add. I don't know who else we got on that, but I've said this before, and I'm going to stick with it. Khabib is retiring undefeated, man.
So how many more fights do you think he'll have, though? Do you think this is it?
He's got one more after this, because that would put him at 30-0. 28-0. 8 knockouts, 10 submissions, 10 decisions. Oh, here it is. Well, there was that Poirier-Ferguson fight. It got canceled, but there's some good fights on this one. You got Robert Whittaker against Jared Cannonier. You got Zabit against Yair Rodriguez. Smiling Sam Alvey's on this. Dude, it's a banging card. I'll pay for it. I pretty much boycott him, but I'll pay for that. But as much as I hope it's a close fight, because I like Gaethje, I got this weird feeling Khabib's just going to beat the dog shit out of him.
Yeah.
He's a monster, man. People don't get it. It's like one of the best in the world, and he made him look like a fucking child. He made Conor look like a fucking child.
I think with his dad down too, you know, he's got a little bit extra motivation. You know, I think he's fighting in Russia, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think that's a lock.
I wish let me find this quote, because this was the most terrifying trash talk I'd ever heard a guy say.
Send me location.
Rogan posted a video of Justin Gaethje training. This isn't word for word, but Khabib commented on it. He goes, "Justin is a very nice guy. I like him. I respect his skill. But when Octador closes, I will take him deep into the ocean and drown him in the name of God." I was like,
That's
what?
classic.
That dude is. You've seen
Like,
him wrestle a bear. This dude is terrifying.
yeah. I mean, I see it. I think there was one. He posted somewhere like to Dana's like semi location. Like,
And the best one is it was before he was champion. He was beating the shit out of Michael Johnson. I don't know if you know who that is. And Michael Johnson, he's a legit fighter. But he had him down on the ground, beating the shit out of him. And at the same time, he was talking to him, saying, give up. Please give up. I just want title fight. Hey, Dana, I smashed your boy. Give up. Beat the shit out of him.
oh,
At
semi
that point, I
location.
was like, man, this dude's a whole nother level of fucking beast. But I think he's got one more after this.
You think?
I don't know who it's going to be, but he's got one more in him because that would put him at 30-0.
So you don't think Connor wants to fight him again though?
I do and I don't. I mean, Connor's a cocky dude. Connor believes he can win,
Mm.
but can Connor win that fight? And is it worth Connor to get the shit kicked out of him again?
No,
Because
I don't. I don't think he's. I don't think they. I don't think they match up very good.
they don't. That's the issue.
Yeah.
If it's just boxing or kickboxing, Connor's going to fuck him up all day long. But when you add in that ground game, Connor can say he had a broken foot. He can say he was drunk or whatever excuse he made. Dude, he's going to pick you up. He's going to drag you against the cage. He's going to put you on the ground and tap you out.
I mean, you're probably right. I don't think Connor could. I just don't think they match up good.
Right.
And I think it would be dumb for Connor to. Now he could probably go for another like payday fight, maybe. You know, just get his money.
Right.
But I mean, he's got money flowing in, so it's not like he needs it just to get his ass whooped. You know, and on live TV.
See, I'm one of the ones against a rematch. I don't need to see it again. If Connor wasn't 100%, that's Connor's fucking fault. He had a year for that fight.
Yeah.
If Khabib beats Gaethje, I want to see him fight Tony Ferguson and then retire. Because if anyone's going to beat Khabib, it's Ferguson, man.
How old is Khabib now?
Oh, he's not that old, I don't think. He is. Oh my God, he's 31.
Ooh.
That's it.
Let me see here.
He can make it to 40, if he wanted to.
40-0, man. That's
I mean, just 28-0 right now is fucking insane. Because with that sport, man, there's no room for error. You mess up once, you're fucked.
I mean,
Like,
yeah.
Aldo was undefeated for years. Connor knocked him out in 4 seconds. There's no room for error in that sport. So for Khabib to be undefeated and to have only lost like 2 rounds in his entire career, that's just insane.
Oh, wow. Just found out the Ruth Bader Ginsburg Supreme Court justice died.
Shit, did she really?
Yeah. Yeah. It was an hour ago from Good Morning America.
Yeah, I just popped on Twitter. The very first thing I saw was fuck.
Yeah. That
Literally,
sucks.
fuck. Yeah. Well, there went our idea to end this on a positive note.
Yeah, that's going to oh wow. So that's going to give him another nominee.
Oh, it is. The Dems will fight. They'll try and hold that till after the election.
Yeah. See, that's really where people forget. Like the president elections, yeah, that's it's nice to have your dude in the office, but Supreme Court nominees, that's the lasting impression, one of them from a president.
Yeah.
I mean, because they're in there for life. You
Yep.
know, you're going to be in there for probably 20, 30, 40 years, maybe, depending, So, like old dude Kavanaugh, he's probably going to be in there for at least 30 years.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's pretty young.
And I don't even know what how balanced it is right now. I really don't.
It's got to be slightly Republican leaning.
I know it's definitely Republican leaning. I don't know if it's 5-4. Is it? What they got?
I think it's 4. My hand gets in the way. That's my fault. My bad.
Oh,
Whenever I look stuff up, I can't see the screen. Let's see.
let me see how we. Here we go. Yeah, I mean that's really. I think it's 5-4. I think. Let me see.
That's right. You knew this is what happens when we don't prepare ahead of time.
Oh no, man, fuck it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I mean, I don't give a shit.
Wherever you're at, but I fucking managed to find Wikipedia here. The average length of service, by the way, is about 26 years. According to Wikipedia, which is totally not ever wrong.
I mean, because that's the thing, dude. Trump's already put in 2 already. Obama put in 2. George W. Bush put in 1. Clinton put in 1, and George H.W. Bush. Actually, George W. Bush put in 2. So, if I'm not mistaken, if Trump is able to put in his own nominee, that's going to put it at 6-3 Republican leaning as of right now. If I'm not mistaken, because they're going to be losing a Democrat on that side.
They are, yeah.
So,
which that thing, we need term limits on those. I really think we do. You shouldn't be able to do that shit for life.
Yeah, I mean, I think you should have some type of term limit of some sort. I think you should.
It should be like 4 years like the president. By all means, make it 10, 20, something like that. But there needs to be a limit in there.
Let me see. Wow. Huh. Yeah, I mean that's I completely agree. I think there should be term limits on that, term limits on Congress and senators, and so on and so forth. I think it would clear a lot of that shit up that we have. But as all good things must come to an end, Nick, I do appreciate you coming on today.
Oh yeah, man.
It's always a blast talking with you, and I'll definitely have you on. Like I said, probably. Yeah, I'll probably do something for the Khabib fight, more like. But if you want, we'll go live on election night.
100%.
We'll get like a map put up, like of all the fucking states and whatever. I don't know. We'll do something. We'll make it fun. And we'll advertise it. We'll be like, hey man, if you don't want to watch fucking Fox Sport, if you don't want to watch Fox News or CNN, you can watch us. We'll give you up to date, and we'll go from there. I think it'll be fun.
I don't even drink, but I'll fucking take a shot every time a state's announced or something. We'll make something. I don't even fuck, man. It'll take 2 shots. I'll be slurring my words.
This motherfucker will be drunk by 9.
Oh, dude, I will.
But yeah, man, it's but yeah, that concludes this episode. This is episode number 11 of the Michael Ryder Show. I want to thank Nick Young for coming on.